Hi, I am going to give you some helpful hints to get started on your popcorn sales worksheet and let you know what my expectations are for this. On the front, you have a table that describes to you the time of day and the number of bags of popcorn sold. It tells you a convenience store has been keeping track of the popcorn sales, and the table shows the total number of bags sold beginning at 6 a.m. on a particular day. So we already have our labels here for our X and Y axis. If you remember in class, we've been talking about what is the dependent and independent variable. The X axis and Y axis should have these labels when you make your graph, which has already been given to you on the back of the paper. So hint, hint, when you go to make your graph, it is telling you that your x-axis should be labeled time and your y-axis should be labeled total bags sold, okay? When you go to label your x-axis, time, make sure that you are indicating it's in hours because otherwise we don't know if you're talking about days, minutes, months, seasons. Also, you need to figure out how you're going to write this. Are you going to write that we're talking about 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., or are you going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You decide how to number this across your x-axis. For your y-axis, you are titling it total bags sold. And then you also need to figure out how you're going to number this because we have from 0 all the way to 92 bags of popcorn sold. So you should be able to number this from 0 all the way to 92. Now remember that you can number by 2s, 3s, 5s, 10s, 20s, however you number this. We talked in class about using as much of your graph as possible. So please don't number it by 20s or 50s and only use this portion of your graph. I want to see your graph tell the story of how many bags of popcorn were sold, and I want it to take up a majority of your graph. Okay, so looking back here, it is asking you on the graph on the back to make sure that you are plotting all of these points. Make sure that you have your labels and that you have your X and Y axis intervals numbered. It says here to make sure you answer these two questions as well. Describe the pattern of change in the number of bags of popcorn sold during each day. So describe your graph to me. I want you to tell me, does the graph show a huge increase during a certain amount of hours, a huge decrease? Is there an amount of time that goes by where there aren't any bags of popcorn sold? Describe that story that your graph is telling, okay? And then for part C, it says during which hour did the store sell the most popcorn? And during which hour did the store sell the least popcorn? So please indicate that for me as well. Okay, so make sure that you go through, take your time, follow each step. Make sure your graph has everything on it that I'm looking for. Let me write this down for you. I need titles for the X and Y axis. Make sure you number your intervals. I would say make sure that there's a main title, but I already have that on there for you. And then make sure you're plotting all of your points. Okay? All right. Have fun.